You are born in 100 BC in Rome. Your name is Gaius Julius Caesar. Your family is ancient and noble, claiming descent from the goddess Venus herself. But Rome is not the glorious empire people will later remember. It is unstable, violent, corrupt. Power belongs to generals, not laws. You are born into chaos, and chaos will become your path to greatness. As a teenager, Rome falls under the rule of dictator Lucius Cornelius Sulla. He demands loyalty from everyone. You refuse to divorce your wife, whose family supports his enemies. It is a dangerous decision. Sulla orders your execution. You are only 19 years old, hunted by the most powerful man in Rome. You flee. You hide. You bribe. You survive. Sulla eventually spares you. But he leaves a warning. In this boy, there are many Mariuses. Even your enemies sense your ambition. Years later, while traveling to Greece to study rhetoric, your ship is attacked by pirates. They capture you and demand a ransom of 20 talents of silver. You laugh. You tell them they should ask for 50 because you are worth more. During captivity, you act like their commander. You order them to be quiet while you sleep. You recite poetry. You joke that you will crucify them once free. They think you are entertaining. But when the ransom arrives, you are released. And immediately gather a fleet, hunt them down, and crucify them exactly as promised. It is your first taste of revenge and power. Back in Rome, you enter politics. You are charismatic, charming, and dangerously ambitious. You spend enormous sums of money on games and public spectacles. You go deep into debt, but the people love you. Popularity becomes your weapon. Soon, you form a secret alliance with two of Rome's most powerful men, Pompey the Great and Marcus Licinius Crassus. Together, you create the First Triumvirate, an unofficial partnership that dominates Roman politics. Through this alliance, you secure a powerful military command in Gaul. What begins as defense quickly becomes conquest. For 8 brutal years, you wage war across Gaul. You defeat tribes, crush rebellions, and expand Rome's territory dramatically. Your greatest victory comes at Elisa, where you defeat the Gallic leader Vercingetorix after a legendary siege. Your soldiers adore you. You share their hardships. You march beside them. You reward loyalty. And while conquering Gaul, you write about your victories in Commentarii de Bello Gallico, shaping how history will remember you. You are no longer just a politician. You are a war hero, a celebrity, a legend. But success breeds fear. Back in Rome, the Senate begins to worry. Your ally Crassus dies. Your other ally, Pompey, slowly turns against you. The Senate orders you to return to Rome without your army. They want you powerless. You face a choice: obey or rebel. In 49 BC, you arrive at a small river marking the boundary of Italy, the Rubicon. Crossing it with an army is treason. Civil war would be inevitable. You pause. History hangs on a single step. Then you move forward. You cross the river and whisper the words that will echo for centuries. The die is cast. Civil war has begun. War spreads across the Roman world. Pompey flees Rome, gathering forces in Greece. You move quickly, capturing Italy with barely a fight. Your speed shocks everyone. You chase Pompey across the Mediterranean, meeting him at the Battle of Pharsalus. Against the odds, you win a decisive victory. Pompey flees to Egypt, hoping for refuge. But upon your arrival, you are handed his severed head. It is meant as a gift. Instead, you feel anger. Pompey was your rival, but also your former ally. Rome's civil war has turned into tragedy. In Egypt, you meet Cleopatra. Young, intelligent, and fiercely ambitious, she captures your attention instantly. Legend says she sneaks into your palace wrapped in a carpet. Whether myth or truth, your alliance changes Egyptian history. You help her secure the throne, and she becomes one of the most famous queens in history. Together, you have a son, Caesarion. After more victories across the Roman world, you return to Rome as its undisputed master. You are declared dictator, first temporarily, then for 10 years, and finally for life. Your power is unmatched. But you do not simply rule. You reform. You reorganize the Republic, expand the Senate, forgive enemies, and introduce the Julian calendar. It is so accurate that versions of it will be used for over 1,600 years. Statues of you appear across Rome. Coins bear your face, something no Roman had dared before. To many, you are Rome's savior. To others, you are a king and everything but me. And Rome hates kings. A group of senators begins to conspire. They call themselves liberators. Among them are men you trust, even your friend Brutus. They believe killing you will restore the Republic. On March 5th, 10th, 44 BC, the Ides of March, warnings surround you. A seer tells you to beware the day. Your wife begs you to stay home after nightmares of your death. But you go to the Senate anyway. As you enter, senators surround you. At first, it seems like a petition. Then a blade appears, and another, and another. You fight back, shocked more by betrayal than pain. Then you see Brutus, your friend, your ally. And in that moment, resistance fades. You cover your face with your toga and fall beneath 23 stab wounds. You die at the feet of Pompey's statue, the rival whose defeat brought you here. Irony becomes your final companion. But death does not end your story. Your assassination plunges Rome into another civil war. Within years, the Republic collapses, and the Roman Empire rises under your adopted heir, Octavian, Augustus. You sought power, glory, and immortality. In the end, you achieved all three. Because over 2,000 years later, the name Caesar still means ruler, still means legend, still means history. And it all began with a boy born into chaos who dared to cross a river.